So Islam Makhachev is now rescinding what he said earlier after his fight against Renato Moicano, saying that he now does not want to fight Ilia Topuria next, and that he wants to wait until Ilia can build more of a claim for himself to move to lightweight and challenge the current lightweight champion, which is himself. Uh, by himself, I'm referring to Islam. But anyway, yeah, Islam doesn't want to fight Ilia anymore because he feels like Ilia hasn't done enough. I would disagree. At the same time, I understand why people would be kind of put off by Ilia getting an immediate title shot at lightweight. But I still think there's a claim for it, and I still would argue that there are a lot of MMA fans and UFC fans, more specifically, that absolutely do want to see Ilia fight Islam. And the reason is because of this. Although Ilia only has one title defense, and not many formidable fighters in his resume, you know, the people that he has defeated, I think, give him more than enough cause to be able to move up a weight class and challenge immediately for the belt. He knocked out Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway in back-to-back fights. Back-to-back fights. He is the only man on earth to knock out Max Holloway. The only man to do it. I think that gives him more than enough reason to be able to move up to lightweight and challenge immediately for the belt, because it's less of a does Ilia really has Ilia really earned this shot? It's less of that and more of let's see if he can actually fucking do it, because he has gone above and beyond at his own weight class. So let's just say fuck it and see what he can do with a whole nother different and arguably more difficult challenge in front of him, which is gaining more weight, hoping the power translates over with more weight on his body, and then trying his luck at knocking out one of, you know, the best fighters and, you know, one of the best fighters currently in the UFC, and also a fighter that has changed the game for a whole generation of fighters and a whole nationality of fighters. Islam Makhachev is the evolution of the Russian fighter. You know, Khabib was kind of that first edition, dominant grappling, pretty good striking, but more so just a dominant grappler who was able to get anybody and everybody to the ground and to where he wants to play his game, and just, you know, being able to dominate them in every single round of every single fight. And Islam comes along and starts to do the same shit as Khabib, but also with world-class striking, being able to go punch for punch with the best of them, and if the fight was ever to go to the ground, being able to look like his predecessor there as well, or to look like his teacher there as well, his sensei, if you will, Khabib Nurmagomedov, being able to look like Khabib on the ground as well. He's the next evolution, you know. So like it's kind of like a, you know, Ilia has done so much already. Let's see if he's up for more. You know, it's only right that we further test him, because he's passed all the other fucking tests. I think keeping Ilia at featherweight and holding him hostage there is a shame. It's a waste and it's a crime, because Ilia is improving and so dominant right now that it's only necessary that he's given a much greater challenge. You know, if he loses that challenge, then of course, okay, yeah, now we know what his ceiling is, what his top level is, and he can work his way back. But right now, he's on such a fucking run, knocking out two all-time greats back to back, that we have to give him Islam. We have to see if he can be the one to do something that nobody has done for fucking years, because Islam only lost one fight, and it was one of the first fights of his fucking UFC career. So, you know, let's see if somebody could actually come along and beat Islam Makhachev, the guy who's well on his way to becoming one of the top UFC GOATs, because that is where Islam is headed, to the top, man. He's been so dominant at lightweight for so long, and he's just about to leave lightweight too. So this would be the perfect time to have Ilia meet Islam to rekindle a once beloved beef between Ireland and Dagestan, and now we get this new type of formed beef between Ireland and Spain, but also Ireland, not Ireland, Spain. This new beef between Ireland and Dagestan, but also Dagestan and Spain. Wait, what am I saying? Fucking scratch that. What I'm saying is, this is also a new chance to see this new formed beef between Dagestan and Georgia, but also Dagestan and Spain, because Ilia brings a tandem national force with him, which is a mixture of Spain and Georgia, and then Merab brings the Georgian representation, and they're kind of Merab and Ilia's brother too have all kind of meshed into this Camp Georgia type of ideology. So to see that new type of beef between Spain and Georgia, to see this new type of beef between a tandem force of Spain and Georgia and Dagestan. So essentially what I'm saying is Spain and Georgia teaming up to fight Dagestan. It's pretty cool to see, because we got Ireland versus Dagestan, and then we were supposed to get Ireland versus Dagestan too in Usman Nurmagomedov's fight. That never materialized because the two became best friends, and it was basically like a ushy mushy happy ending at the end of that shit. But no, we want more blood, we want more entertainment, we want more feuds, we want more fights, and that's only gonna come with the rekindling of another Dagestani beef. But this time it's Dagestan versus a combined team of Georgia and Spain. It's fun to watch. It's exciting to see. And I think it would be an absolute waste if the UFC doesn't go ahead and make that fight. That being said, what I just said before when I started this video was that Islam Makhachev says that the fight is off. He doesn't want, not the fight is off, but he doesn't want to fight Ilia. I think this is time for the UFC to work their magic, give Ilia a call and say, hey buddy, you're going to fight, give Islam a call and say, hey buddy, you're going to fight Ilia. You got to fight Ilia. Same way they did it to Alex Pereira. Because I'm sure Alex Pereira did not want to fight Ankalaev, but the UFC had to make him fight him. Same way I think the UFC should make Islam Makhachev fight Ilia. I know Islam has fought for a long time. He's made the UFC a lot of money. That being said, this is a big fight. This is a big money maker. This is a big asses in seats fight. This is a blockbuster, a game changer, a must watch, a must see TV event, and it needs to happen. Ilia is a rising star, a shooting comet, and it's only going to make the organization more money if they kind of lead that comet towards a unstoppable, insurmountable force in Islam Makhachev, who has been defending his lightweight title for a long time now. So it's about time we give Islam a real fucking test. And don't get me wrong, Volk was a test, Dustin Poirier was a test, but Ilia, man, that's gonna be some crazy shit to see. It will, especially given how Ilia is beating his previous opponents. So there's just so much to look forward to with this fight, and I really hope it comes to fruition. It isn't great news that Islam doesn't want this fight to happen just yet, but Islam's still open to it. After Islam fought Renato Moicano, Islam said, anybody who can make my weight, line up and let's fight. But of course, Islam is now saying that's not really the case because Ilia has more to do. I would argue against that. But at the end of the day, no matter what is going on with the UFC, or no matter what matchups may be suggested, it all comes down to what Dana and his team decide. That's it. It all comes down to what they decide, and if the fighters are ready are open to playing ball as well with the contracts and with the fight. So it's a whole matter of things. But bottom line, the UFC, Dana and his team have the final say. They have the final wave of the hand, the final push of the pen. It's up to them. So I hope this fight materializes. I really want to see it. Again, not the most encouraging stuff seeing Islam say this, but again, the UFC they could force this. So I really hope they do force it. But overall, you let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next.